Well, my involvement in refugee work goes back to the end of the Vietnam War in 1976. The church we were involved with, small congregation, agreed to host a refugee family, and it was amazing. So when we moved up here to a very large congregation, I was struck with the thought that maybe there'd be a possibility of getting an involvement here.
Well, having only been members here for 2 years, both my wife and I continued to search for ways to plug into the Good Shepherd community. I was watching the evening news in late spring of 2022 and saw people from Ukraine fleeing their homes. It just moved me, and it just made me begin to wonder, what could I do to help that global situation?
We live really close to the Verona campus. We drive past all the time, and seeing the road sign that had the big welcome with the rainbow, just saying that anyone is welcome. Every time I drove past that, I was intrigued. And so when we were looking for a new church, I decided to give this a try. Came in the first time and just felt this overwhelming welcome and this sense of belonging here.
How this ministry actually got started is Ross Lyman approached Pastor Dara sometime in January of this year and said, why don't we have this as an opportunity to serve? Can we help resettle refugees? And Pastor Dara said, that sounds like a great idea. Would you be willing to lead that, Ross? And Ross said, for sure.
And spoke to a lot of people, and there seemed to be a lot of enthusiasm. And so in January, we kind of kicked off this ministry. We're in partnership with Jewish Social Services here. We receive training and assistance in leading us through this process. And the response has been amazing.
I was drawn in. I was like, okay, I know a little bit about this. I know the impact that it can have, and this might be the way that I can serve in our church. I think for me, I see this ministry being important to our church through our mission statement of welcome and serving. And I just feel like Good Shepherd does a really great job of trying to reach out to the community at large. And so this is just another way to extend that view and that word community. It really does fit within what Good Shepherd has listed as what our mission is and our values.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus tells us to welcome the stranger. And as a global church, the ELCA, and even right here at Good Shepherd, part of our mission is to be a welcoming congregation and a welcoming church. So when you look at the big picture, for me, this is all about welcoming the stranger and helping folks find a more permanent place to live where they can live without fear of persecution for their religious beliefs, for their economic status, or stop running from war and conflict in their own country.
Well, Jesus and his parents were refugees, and one would hope that they received some support those years that they were in exile in Egypt. We're called to serve one another, to love one another. And here's a population that is in great need. So here we have this opportunity to serve others and share many of the blessings that we enjoy.
One of the most moving moments for me was greeting the first family at the airport. It was a husband and a wife and 3 young children, and they were the last people to get off the plane. Of course, after 9/11, you can't meet people at the gate anymore. You have to meet them down in the lobby. And as they came down the steps, the husband was first, the wife behind him with the 3 young children. And he stood at the top of the steps, went just like this. Their family's from the Democratic Republic of Congo, so they speak no English. But the look in his face was one of, we're safe, we've arrived, we will be helped, our journey is ending. And I thought to myself, nah, I think your journey is kind of just beginning. But the look on his face was just one of complete gratefulness to be here. I'll never forget it.
Providing the sense of home and safety, and for us it may just seem like an apartment and some things, but for them this is a new start, a new beginning, and providing hope and light in their future.
Well, I think everyone has something to give, something to share, experience and skills.
I guess I would encourage other folks who have an idea that's consistent with our mission of welcoming, forgiving, and serving. If you see a need in our community or an opportunity to engage other people in the congregation, many of whom you may not even have met yet, that's a great way to initiate a brand new ministry.